Just about the time this video goes live, the Steam Game Festival will be coming to a close. Out of the hundreds of demos showcased for upcoming releases, we played 23 VR titles. And in case you missed any of them, in today's video, we're going to cover our 10 VR picks to keep an eye out for later this year. If any of these games catch your interest, you can check them out through the links in the description below. First up is Operation Armstrong, where your infiltration team is tasked with completing a series of missions to stop an army of lunar bots from crashing the moon into our Earth. The field operative wearing the VR headset needs to sneak through each lunar outpost while avoiding the mechanical guards. But they can't do this mission alone. This is where their team of hackers will guide the field operative and use their smartphones to help clear obstacles and disrupt the enemy. We've played some fun asymmetric VR games in the past year, like Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes and Rico's Fragments. And we're excited to see Operation Armstrong add to this genre of party games. It heavily relies on teamwork and communication to make it through each lunar outpost, and is a great way to play VR with a group of friends, family, and even on Twitch with only one headset. The tutorial is engaging while learning the basics to solve the puzzles needed to unlock doors and distract guards long enough to sneak by. I didn't feel like there was any downtime getting started and felt like anyone can pick up a smartphone and jump in quickly. Operation Armstrong includes a core set of missions ranging in difficulty, level scoreboards, a level editor, and even online sharing through the Steam Workshop, which means that there could potentially be countless maps and challenges to play through. Just like all the games we are covering in this list, Operation Armstrong is still in early access, so expect this game to continue to change and be updated between now and release. One feature I'd like to see or feel is some kind of haptic feedback when in VR and pressing buttons or interacting with the environment. No official release date or price set yet, but you can expect to see it sometime in 2021. If you want to get your hands on it now, you can request access to playtest the beta from the Operation Armstrong Steam store page. Up next is Boombox, a VR rhythm game featuring a variety of colorful environments and high-energy songs. Think Beat Saber, but instead of notes flying towards you, you're moving down a path, drumming your way along with a cute little kitty friend running by your side. The demo featured 2 songs in different environments and has an artistic polish that I really enjoy. The full game is said to feature a complimentary pool of songs for the creative community, along with an intuitive editor to map out your own levels. Release date is set for sometime in February 2021, so we should see the full game soon. Next, we move on to Crystal Raiders, a multiplayer game with action-filled activities in an ancient castle, combining a peaceful medieval-like environment with steampunk elements. Fight alongside 4 players in this co-op adventure and choose your weapon from a bow and arrow, pistol, hammer, and grenades to defeat Crystal Guardians defending the castle. We only experienced one of the single-player levels through this demo, but the full version will include 20 levels with increasing difficulty and real-time communication with other raiders as you compete on the leaderboard through specific activities. The environment is quite colorful and combat system is cruelty-free to appeal to younger players and has a lot of potential for grab-and-go style gaming to play with family and friends. The weapons were okay, but didn't quite feel optimized with the Valve Index and knuckle controllers. The pistol worked just fine, but the bow felt like it was held at an awkward angle and would fire on its own if pulled back too far. Grenades felt a bit sticky, and you had to press the grip to release them instead of intuitively releasing the grip to let them go. The environment was a bit laggy as I wandered my way around, and it feels like it needs some performance enhancements to smooth out the gameplay. Crystal Raiders is planned for release in spring of 2021, and with a bit more polish, could be a great dungeon or castle crawler to play with your friends. Moving on to Battle Blocks, a Tetris-inspired PvP game designed in a way that is truly meant for virtual reality. We got a feel for the game in solo mode, where we were provided with Tetris-style pieces to place on a 4x4 grid, with the challenge to clear 10 lines as fast as possible. On the right, the pieces came in one by one while being able to rotate the space using our left hand. Even though we didn't play the multiplayer version, we did check out the arena and love the bright neon colors and world design. Release date is still TBD, but we're looking forward to the fast-paced multiplayer fun that can come from this puzzle game. Back before smartphones, gaming on phones was limited to say the least. But I always remember the challenge of playing Snake on the tiny green screen of Nokia cell phones. Space Slurpies is like the VR evolution of that very experience. Set in a colorful galaxy, Space Slurpies is a multiplayer arcade game where you control luminescent snakes that grow in length and size. Collect as much food as possible and survive each round without colliding into yourself and other players in fast-paced battles. Just like in the classic version of this game, it's deceptively easy as you get started, but gets increasingly difficult the longer you go. Oh, I didn't even see him! For those of you that may have challenges with nausea in VR and haven't quite got your VR legs, I think it's a great title to get you started, as it's a fairly comfortable experience in-game. We played the first 2 worlds, but there are several to unlock along the way in the full version set for official release on March 19th. Up next is Jumps VR, a fast-paced first-person platformer where you have a limited amount of jumps to complete each level. Progressing through each world, you collect jump tokens and power-ups and learn new game mechanics to make it across the finish line. Controls are very sensitive and a bit hard to master, but in a way that keeps the gameplay challenging and fun. There were a few spots that I got stuck, as the jumps over giant chasms seemed nearly impossible, but they kept me engaged, requiring me to slow down and think so I could prepare myself to move as fast as possible and make my way across. Toward the end, there was a level that we found that I was able to exploit for nearly unlimited jump tokens, which broke the challenge. So the game still needs a bit of tweaking to work those out. But I'm really looking forward to the full version of this game and hope for more insanely difficult challenges to solve. I think Jumps VR would be a blast with a level editor to see what kind of crazy creations the community could come up with as well. No hard date set yet, but we should hopefully see an official release sometime this year. A beach, a house, the howling rain, and a mystery to uncover. Only one way to go. Page 1 is a VR point-and-click adventure inspired by games like Myst and Zork Grand Inquisitor that feature hand-drawn 360 environments. You start out at sea, caught in a rainstorm that brings you to shore with only a single house in sight that appears to be abandoned. As you explore, you find clues and items that help unravel the mystery of who lives there and why you were there in the first place. Page 1 is a short demo by Philippa Day, a lone developer working on not only this game, but a game engine that allows you to create VR and desktop 360 adventures using your images, video, and audio. I was impressed with the sound design as it really added to the ambiance, feeling like I was caught in the middle of a cold storm and happy to find myself anywhere, even a mysterious house like this one, just to get out of the rain. Even though the demo was quite short, it intrigues me, and I'm interested in exploring further as it feels like I'm caught in the pages of a book as the story unfolds. Release date for Page 1 is set for August 3rd, and I look forward to seeing what lies in the next chapter. If tower defense games are your cup of tea, then Now There Be Goblins is the game for you. Goblins are coming your way in waves, and you are the only thing standing between them and total destruction of your kingdom. Using the gold you earn from defeating goblins, you can build structures like barricades, cannons, and more to set traps along the path, defending the statue they are charging to destroy. You are also equipped with a mighty blacksmith hammer you can use in hand-to-hand combat in the heart of battle. It's like if Thor had a yo-yo. As you defeat goblins, they will drop weapons you can pick up and use against them as well. Finding balance between building defenses and being fully engaged in combat was a challenge, as there are multiple paths the goblins could slip by. There were a few times it seemed like the goblins were stuck in the middle of the map without direction and waiting for me to approach them to take them out in combat. But beyond that, the game seemed well balanced, and I look forward to seeing more customization, structures, and maps to fight through. I think it would be fun to have a multiplayer version as well, where you can team up with friends, fight bigger waves, and defend the castle. Now There Be Goblins is set for release sometime in Q3 of 2021. Up next is Antiprism, a twin-ship VR shoot-'em-up game where you control one spaceship in each hand as you go on a series of missions, fighting swarms of enemies and dodging dangerous projectiles and anomalies. As you play through this space shooter, the story unfolds between the two pilots that you're controlling. Malik, a seasoned veteran, and Jackson, his rookie sidekick that seems to stir up his fair share of trouble. The environments are beautifully designed with combat to keep you on your toes, as you do all you can to shoot down the space pirates out to get you while dodging their attacks along the way. The ships you control are spaced out in front and feel a bit detached, making it hard to aim. I think it would have a more natural feel if they were closer in with a touch more responsiveness to turning with your wrists. I look forward to seeing more from Antiprism as the story unravels in this arcade shooter. Antiprism doesn't have a set release date yet, but should be available sometime later this year. And now on to the final title in our Steam Game Festival picks, VRnoid. VRnoid is an action sport game that combines air hockey with arcade-style brick-breaking mechanics. Reminiscent of the 1986 classic Arkanoid, you use your paddle to direct the balls and break each block while picking up power-ups to clear the table. In later levels, they add towers, cars, and boss battles that shoot at your head each time they are hit, increasing the challenge by needing to dodge as you make your way through each level. VRnoid even has a game mode for air hockey, where you can play against AI or another player. First to 10 points wins with 1 ball, or first to 20 with 2. I'm happy to see classic arcade games like this come to life in virtual reality. I imagine down the line we will see full virtual reality arcades that can be explored with games just like this one. No release date yet, but VRnoid is coming soon. We had a lot of fun checking out these new titles and are really excited to see so many new developers creating these worlds and growing the virtual reality experience. If any of these titles catch your interest, make sure to check out the links in the description below to add them to your wish list in Steam so you can check them out when they release later this year. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by hitting that like button. Subscribe to stay tuned for more, and if you want to join us live, we stream every Thursday and Saturday on Twitch. Come follow us there. Y'all have a groovy day, and we'll see you in the next one.